Hi guys, this is Astropark from Roundtable DAO. I'm here with Jay.
Hi, welcome to the show, everyone. Nice to have you here in our first official Roundtable DAO TV AMA. This is Jay. I'm accompanied by my colleague Astropark.
Hi.
We promise to have a great show for you today. Um, Launch platforms seem to be coming out like little hotcakes lately, asking users to hold tokens for a special place in upcoming sales. Now, the AMA today will be with Instaraise, the first ever decentralized IDO platform on Tezos. They have found a solution to incentivize and reward all token holders in a way that is inclusive and with a low barrier to entry. We have with us Instaraise Chief Executive Officer Dibyo Majumder, blockchain architect and product strategist. He previously co-founded B-Chain Dynamics, experience building with Tezos, Ethereum, and Hyperledger. So Dibyo, very glad to have you with us, and welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the intro. It's glad to be here and meet the awesome community. So let's start.
Hi. So, how does it feel to be the first ever launchpad on Tezos?
So it's been a long journey, right? If I just bring it from the Tezos perspective, there are not a lot of projects that are being built. To be specific, I would like to tell not projects but products. So there are not a lot of products that are building in from a long time, and I have been into this Tezos ecosystem for around 2 years now. But
So nice to hear.
in the recent days, right, what we are seeing is a lot of traction is getting towards Tezos ecosystem. A lot of DeFi products are building in some of them. If I name them, it's Plenty DeFi, Hiketnung, and Kalaman. These guys are doing great, and they have brought in a lot of user base. That's when we thought, why don't we come on and build a launchpad that can actually take a project into a product where they raise funds and actually build something and scale up. So this was the thing that triggered us to build a launchpad, and we came up with Instaraise. That being the first launchpad, it actually we are aiming to build on a lot of products and push on a lot of products and bring more liquidity into the Tezos ecosystem. So yeah, we had a pledge to bring on more and bring the ecosystem together.
Nice.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Why did you choose Tezos for launching your DeFi project? Like, what's the coolest feature you like about this chain?
So there are multiple reasons to do that. First, I'll just specify the things that Tezos have. Most people don't know about Tezos in a very large scale in Ethereum ecosystem or any other ecosystem, right? But to see the leverage that we have in Tezos is one of the coolest features that Tezos have is the on-chain governance. Well, where people can actually propose the amendments, right? The upgradability nature of Tezos ecosystem is very much cool. People vote, the independent bakers vote, and their proposal get accepted. This is what I see as a truly decentralized blockchain that's available. So the on-chain governance is one of the part, but the next thing, right, that can actually boost up the DeFi ecosystem is the very low gas. So it's more than I mean, it's less than a cent actually. You can do any of the transactions, and you can get your DeFi journey onboarded. Even from the initial days, right? We also have tried a lot of smart contracts directly on mainnet. How cool is that, right? So we actually had an exposure to build on Tezos directly from the mainnet and explore the mainnet feed that we can't do really in the Ethereum network. It actually costs a huge gas. So that's where we bring in, and we thought that's actually very much suitable thing to bring on more DeFi products and bring on more productive lending and borrowing platform and NFT platforms into the ecosystem, right? So that's where we got the real push. And yeah, the ecosystem, the community is very much bullish on every project. So people, when we are seeing a lot of projects coming in, the ecosystem is kind of, yeah, let's push it. So that's where we thought this is the right blockchain to build up with. And we are also seeing a lot of projects coming in. So that's where, and that's what motivates us to build on and choose Tezos upfront.
Great.
Great.
Most investors just focus on the price of a token in the short term instead of the real value of the project. Can you tell
Right.
us the motivation and benefits for investors to invest in the Instaraise token as a long term?
So Instaraise as a token, right? So we have a utility token that the name is Insta token. So it has a lot of utility. Plus, it actually leverages small retail investors. If you can go to our tier-based system, right? So we actually means help low retail investors to major VCs to gain a private allocation in the upcoming projects, right? So what happens there is we had made the structure in a way that uh, people, the investors, can actually get incentivized by staking their Insta token, right? So actually, we are decreasing the supply of Insta token there. So from the circulation. So what happens is in general IDOs, so you don't have any time factor that's actually incentivizing your pool weight score or incentivizing in terms of your allocation. So in InstaRace, you have that. So in InstaRace, for staking for a longer time, you can get a leverage of the time factor that you are having. So it's something beneficial for the investors. So people, so the investors will also look into like if I go long into InstaRace, I can invest in a lot of products. Plus, I get the leverage of getting more and more allocations for holding it for long term. So this
Great.
is something, right, that actually empowers the investors as well as the project owners, as they will be getting a lot of traction in their project.
Nice.
Very good. Can you provide a simple explanation on how the platform works?
Yeah, sure. So just to specify, right, I'll be pinpointing about some of the specific features that makes us different, that makes us unique, and some of the things that are actually implemented in the in the IDEO ecosystem for the first time. So I'll just go on. It will be kind of a short story and or a short preview, right? So any any project owner, right? They can come into our platform to raise funds, right? So the fundraising will be in terms of rounds. So it will be having two rounds. First is the weighted tier round. So people having a pool weight score, right? People have who have staked Insta, they will be getting the prior allocations. So they will be getting the prior allocation based on how much they have staked and based on how much time they have staked. So once the project owner starts their sale, so what happens is the investors can actually participate in that sale and get their allocation booked.
Yeah.
And now what happens is that's the whole scenario of round one. And once this the round one ends in, and the people who had got the allocation, they bought in all their tokens, right, and get a confirmed guarantee that this much token you'll be getting after the sale ends. Then we go for a round two. So round two is kind of an FCFS round. So that FCFS round will actually leverage, means actually help the other investors, right? The people, they don't have any pool weight score, they didn't have stake. We actually give them a chance if there are any leftover tokens in the private sale in the round one, to be true, they will be transferred to the public round or the round two. Okay, now it's an FCFS based approach. So people, anyone can join in and buy their tokens to get the prior leverage of the token sale.
Great.
Once, Yeah. So once this whole process completes, right, then the real thing comes in. So first, then the project owner, what he'll be doing is he'll be ending the sale. That yeah, I have raised this much, and now I'll be ending the sale. In general IDO platform, what happens is the project owner get all the amount they have raised, and what happens is they only give liquidity to different exchanges, may it be DEX or a centralized exchange, right? But what we have in terms of DEX is an automated liquidity locking. So when a project owner actually ends the sale, so he had to automatically lock a certain amount of uh, token raised, right, to the liquidity provider, right, to the liquidity provider contract that we call it as LP lockup contract. So that actually provides liquidity to your DEX and locks your liquidity to a contract, right? So owner does not have the access until a period of time.
Yeah.
So this actually gives the investors a trust, right?
Yeah.
That we are not going to get rug pulled. So this much amount of time, this liquidity is going to stay, and that brings more trust for the investors and a suitable place to invest in. And yeah, obviously, more the trust, more the investor will be able to invest into the project and empower it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So this is kind of a short story how the whole flow works, and we have a lot of utility that I can explain, that we are coming up with an NFT based pool weight score that is actually tradable. If I don't want to invest, I can trade into someone else, and he can trade get the same pool weight score. So that's a
Ah,
whole
okay.
lot of concept.
Nice. And how are you going to attract new projects to launch on your platform, especially on Tezos blockchain? So, what are also the minimum prerequisites of these projects for being selected when they apply?
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a really nice question actually. So and that's actually necessary, right, to have minimum requirements. So we have our due diligence in place.
Hmm.
That So if you want to actually apply for an IDO, you can just simply go to our website and there is a form to fill in.
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah. So that form will be the Kickstarter for your journey with Instaraise. So once you fill out this form, right? So you will be reached out by our team, and we had some due diligence in place to check how your project is, if it's already there and you want to do an IDO. So how your project is doing, and what is the team you are backing with, what's the future utility, how it's going to be good, right?
Yeah.
So we are not just concentrated about yeah, we are doing a sale and yeah, you're gone, means we don't care about you. We just actually see the whole roadmap that you have, so that our investors, right, the investors that we are bringing in with our platform, they actually get a lot more. They actually get a better what should I say, better project oversight, right?
Hmm.
So if we are bringing more and more, like uh, 20x or 30x into a project, right, so we should have a due diligence in place. So this is right, this is the process. Once we do all this due diligence, we then go for their tokenomics. We can help also them to do the tokenomics. We help with the marketing. We actually take the whole project to a product phase, and we structure it like anything. Like we are actually, if you want to sum up, we are an incubation platform also,
Yeah.
right? So we actually take them throughout the whole journey. So
Okay.
that's how the process looks like and ends with an IDO. And there are a lot more that's coming in.
Okay. Will you have Instaraise exclusive raises
Uh,
that are only on
Exclusive,
your platform?
uh, yeah. So we'll be having exclusive raises also. And we are now specifically doing raises that are only for our platform, right? A single platform raise is always better to do a 2 platform or 3 platform raises. But InstaRaise investors will be getting prior access to premium projects that will be raising in a single platform only.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Great. And besides being on Tezos blockchain, what are the main differences with other main launchpads like Polka Starter, Paid Injection, or BSP Pad? Can you tell us something?
So yeah, there is a lot of difference actually. So we are in a different route, and we are not just an IDO launchpad. As I've said, right, we are an incubation platform. Also, we take a whole journey of the product inside ourselves.
Yeah,
So we help them to grow bigger, right? So we help them with the marketing, we help them with the tokenomics. So this is something that is different in terms of
totally.
the services we provide, right?
Yeah,
But in terms of the IDEO launchpad, right? In terms of uh, the IDEO facilitation, if I say, so there is a lot more innovation that we have brought in. First, if I want to point out, none of the IDEO launchpad does have a time factor in place to reward the investors in terms of their bigger allocations, right? In terms of the pool
yeah,
rates. So we are bringing it for the first time in the whole IDEO ecosystem, right?
yeah,
There is no automated liquidity locking provisioning, right? So our architecture is made in a trustless way to go through the smart contracts only to provide the liquidity. After that, you get your funds. The project owner gets their funds unlocked, right? So this is something, right? I haven't seen any of the platform doing,
yeah.
but
None of them.
yeah, yeah. So people have their LP locking, right? Like LP tokens are getting locked so that people don't do rug pull. But the process of taking the funds to the LP lockup is kind of very much manual in other places. But we are making it in a trustless manner, right? The
Great.
next thing, is actually the NFT use case. So I am very much focusing on that
Yeah,
because
tell us something. Which is the
yeah,
the moment is this for NFT world. So
yeah, and you know what? The Tezos ecosystem does have the best NFT marketplaces rather than any of the other ecosystems. So people are here a lot more attracted towards NFT, and we had found a good use case, right, with our Instaraise that can actually fit in. So just to give you an overview, right, I have already told about the NFT use case, but yeah. So the thing is, when you are actually staking some Insta token, right, and getting your initial pool weight score. So what happens generally is you have to stake more to get into the other tier, right? To get into the higher tiers,
yeah,
to
yeah,
you
yeah,
have to stake more and more. So, but in our case, right, we are coming up with the time leverage, right? So, if you have an initial pool weight, suppose let's say of 20, and you have staked for around 30 days. So, as of our pool structure is concerned, whenever you are participating for in the 30th day, if you're participating for a IDO, your initial your pool weight will be counted as 20 plus 2 into 3. So we have an increment of in every 10 days, you get plus 2 of pool weight score,
Oh,
right?
wow.
So, uh, so you are getting a leverage, right, for taking a longer time. And what I feel like investors are always there for long terms and don't see a short term gain, right? Investors are there for a long term bonding and there for supporting the project. So people who are interested in investing the project that we are bringing in should stay along and get the full leverage of it.
yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
planning to build some tier mechanisms based on staking? like what you just said, to let people access to private and public sales that are going to have on the launchpad or anything similar to this?
Yeah, exactly. Means we have a tier system in place. Maybe if you can scroll down, we have a tier. Can you just scroll down the page and we
Sure.
can, yeah. So just go down. Okay,
Oh, looks like it's
cool.
stuck a bit.
So yeah, means we have this tiers, right? The economy, business class, and first class. So we actually named it something like it. People can relate it to their airways journey, right?
Yeah.
So so it's something like this. All these tier system are actually will assure you guaranteed allocation in the private sales. So round one, you can think of like a private sale, right? And the more you stake Insta, the more higher class you will be getting it, and the more allocation or the initial pool weight you will be gaining. So this is our tier structure that can actually help you for getting the allocations.
Okay, this is a great incentive for holding the token then.
Right.
Totally.
All right.
And
The people in the
yeah,
public, yes,
there are a
go
lot
ahead,
of
Astra.
yeah, there are a lot of questions in the chat. So thanks for all the people who are watching. So be sure also, as the Roundtable DAO TV account said, to have your Tezos wallet ready. If you don't have one, you can go to templewallet.com to create easily a new one. And be sure also to post your Tezos address so you can get the price eventually. There are three main prices of $50 for each one, and but the best question, we receive an exclusive NFT from the Instaraise team, so all on Tezos. So be ready with your address. So share also in the chat your address with your question together. So the first question, it's about personal information, so privacy. How will you handle your platform if something unexpected happens in the future, such as an hack that leaves your platform with some of you, which leaks your platform, some of the information of the users? Do you store use information? Basically, at first, this was my first question, my addition. And what happens? Did you manage something about this?
Yeah. So we don't actually store information. So we
Great.
have our KYC provider, right, who actually ensures that we are not giving allocations for the countries. We respect the country-wise restrictions that we have.
Yeah.
So the KYC is for ensuring that people who are eligible for investing, they are only investing in, right? So that's the first thing. Make sure that from our end we are secure enough and make the most out of the security perspective that we can consider it. But there is always a possibility, right? So what we are bringing up afterwards is community bounties for
Hmm.
security glitches that will actually ensure that community also participate, right? And we have great prizes for if anyone get any security flaws in our smart contract. So yeah, that's pretty much that we have in mind right now, and that's all we are planning to do.
Okay, so there is also another question. So how you will improve the value, but we are talking about the platform. So doing the hard work, this is how Instaraise will make sure the long-term value will grow for the Insta token. Another one was talking about launching on Tezos. So he asked, do you guys think that the general public is ready to use Tezos blockchain, or do you think some folks are going to left for Ethereum or BSC? What do you think?
So speaking about the user base, right? So Ethereum and BSC does have a lot of user base, but what we are seeing in Tezos ecosystem, it's a growing ecosystem and it's growing exponentially. So people for switching from Ethereum or uh, BSC, these all are EVM compatible blockchains, right? So
Yeah.
Tezos is not EVM compatible. So there is a bit of hindrance that people actually face. Oh, why should I actually go to XTZ and then we convert it to your tokens and a lot of things like that, right? But what I feel personally is there is a lot means into Tezos that is going on, and people should try it. If you are familiar with MetaMask, using MetaMask and all,
Yeah.
you can easily actually use Temple Wallet. So Temple Wallet is something that's very much similar and are to be true, it's better than MetaMask actually at this point as a browser extension, and people are actually smoothly using that. And what I see, the general public is ready, and we are actually getting a lot of traction into Tezos ecosystem. So yeah, I feel the ecosystem will continuously grow exponentially and will actually make a difference.
Yeah, also given my point of view, we are seeing people pretty easily are going to Solana, to Avalanche, so all of these new platforms, blockchains, and people don't feel. I don't feel that people have any issues. So, in my opinion, also Tezos, which is a real competitor for Ethereum, also they don't should have any problem to set up a new wallet, a new blockchain. So the UI, the user experience is also very easy. So I also use the Temple wallet, for example. It's pretty nice and easy to use. I totally agree with
Yeah,
what you
exactly,
say. Yeah.
exactly.
And also another question by William Hisme. Do you have any project plans for combining NFT with DeFi? If so, could you please describe how your project plan to support NFT development?
So to be specific, right? Uh, as of the project plans, right, that will be launching, we can't actually disclose, but it will be announced really soon. But to specify about our integration to the NFTs, right? So at first, our main aim is to make the staking, right, is to make retain the time leverage that investors gain and create an NFT out of it. That will actually give people the leverage to trade their staking value, staking valuation, right? To share their what should I say? Share their ability to get more allocation to a private round or any other rounds, right?
Hmm.
So NFT allocations and building that stuff, right? What should I say? Something like uh, NFT based allocations will be bringing it around the Q4 or the end of the Q4 of 2021. But yeah, we are still in the building phase for that NFT support, and we are mostly done with it. But a robust testing is being done to make sure that everyone is good with the contract.
Great, thanks. And another question, really a lot. Can you list one, two killer features for this project that makes it ahead of its competitors? What is the competitive advantage your project has that you feel most confident about?
So what I see is the innovation that we are bringing in. So first up, the innovation, right, that we are bringing in terms of the investors' perspective, right?
Yeah.
So investors are getting a lot of leverage in our platform. So that can be a suitable house for all the investors to pitch in and see what's going in and invest a lot. Next leverage, right? That or a competitive advantage, you can say, is from the project owner's perspective, right? So people, they are uh, means the projects that are listed in our platform does get a huge marketing scope, means they can actually market their product to a larger audience that we are currently building in, and we have a lot of traction. So we make sure that our projects also get the same traction and can do better, right, in
Yeah.
terms of their sales. So this is something we see. We are empowering both the project owners as well as the investors.
I see a lot of questions that we've answered before. I'm going to try to pick
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
maybe we haven't
Filter
asked.
them. Yeah.
There's a good question from Andre, actually. He asks, when you started the project, did you ever think you would achieve this kind of success?
Yeah, so this is actually very much bit of a journey, right? So when we started off, uh, people, when we are pitching our product to different investors, people were not aware of this Tezos ecosystem. Like, if you see our backers that we have, right? People are not much aware of Tezos ecosystem and how it will grow to such. Means it's a sleeping giant to be true. So we have to make people realize, right, how this is gonna be big. Plus, also when we were raising and when we are starting, the bear market hit at the same time. So it was pretty difficult, right? But we were actually focused on our product, and we were building it for the Tezos ecosystem. So we went through it, and we are here with the Istaraise. So that's a lot of a journey.
Yeah.
That's great too. We are trying to filter the questions. There's a lot of great questions here. A lot of people. Thank you all for posting. This is really great. We were wondering here from Gilchrist, what makes Instaraise the most unique, and how will this unique proposition can become the dominating force for Instaraise projects in the DeFi space?
So first, I have means actually explained it a lot more times, but to be specific, right? To just give you a preview, we are not uh, just on building an IDO launchpad, and we are more of an incubation. So we take the project from the very initial project phase to a better product phase, right? So in the whole process of this crafting the whole thing, right, we actually make sure that their token performance and their raises are good enough to give a better sale result to the project owners, as well as a better push to the investors, right? They also can see the token performance is very good. So from the marketing front, from the means if you see like helping the projects to bring on a good tokenomics, we help it all. So I feel this is a driving force that actually will be bringing a lot more projects to our platform.
Yeah. Also, I see another nice question from Daniel Ekpo. So, do I need only Tezos token to buy Insta in your IDO? Because we also know that Insta itself will will test itself in the IDO launchpad is building. So, how can I participate in the IDO? Do I need, I guess, a Tezos wallet, a Tezos coin?
Yeah, so actually you need XTZs. So that's a Tezos coin, you can say.
Okay.
So we'll be doing our sale in terms of XTZs to participate in our IDO. So and to be true, this is not our first IDO. We already had done two IDOs before our own launch.
Ah,
So
okay, okay. Sorry for that.
yeah.
I, I lost that part. Okay. And yeah, go Jay.
Go. Okay. I have a great question from William again. Do you have an audit certificates, or are you working to audit your project to make it more secure and reliable, maybe more trustworthy with the public?
Yeah, so actually, we are in the process of audit, and one of the best teams are doing our audits, and yeah, we'll be making it public, right? All the audit reports, so that people had an explicit trust on us, and they can see the verified contracts we are having.
Amazing, amazing. And
Yeah, I see a lot of repetitive questions we already
yeah,
talked
yeah,
about
we're
in
trying to filter.
the filter. There is something you want to say to the watcher, but we didn't talk. Maybe.
It
Yeah,
seems all
so
good questions. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
feel everything is covered, right? But to specify more about Tezos, let's think about how this ecosystem as a whole is growing in, right? So people that are not into Tezos ecosystem should dive in once to experience the flow and experience the uh, DeFi products that we are having, right? So
Hmm.
this actually can be a eye opener for everyone, that how this ecosystem is growing and how people are building good products. So that's where, right, we come into play. So we can be the bridge to get a lot more different users, right, through our platform to invest in some project, right, and see how they're doing it. So this is something, right, a gateway for other protocols to actually push into our other communities, to be specific, other communities to try us, right, and get an exposure how the ecosystem works and how you can leverage it. So this is something I would like to tell all the audience right here, that you are actually seeing a sleeping giant that can actually uh, create some serious big thing in the blockchain
Yeah.
ecosystem.
Yes, it's only in the latest weeks that Tezos had like a fire or a nap following all the big giants. Yeah, really. So they are
Yeah.
all waking up. So for me, as a trader, I mean, it's a good moment to launch, to be on Tezos, to be early on Tezos also.
All right.
Yeah, I totally agree on this. Okay,
I think we will ask
yeah,
one final question,
go.
Astro. What is the long-term vision of Instarace and to keep up with the trends of technology? And is there a plan for cross-chain features? I don't believe we covered that.
Okay. So just to specify, right, we had a lot of plans to integrate our platform with a lot of DeFi products, right? That we also will be bringing in, and we'll be collaborating strategically with other platforms also. So we are bringing a lot of DeFi stuffs and NFT stuffs into our uh, whole platform as an Instaraise that can actually get uh, can be leveraged by the investors as well as the project owners, means basically the users of our platform.
Hmm.
So there is a lot of scope where we are building different products under our hood, right? So that's where Instaraise is a bit different, and we are actually looking forward to be a part of the DeFi ecosystem and the NFT ecosystem of Tezos. So this is something that will be actually exposing after a while, when we are all set and we are uh, pushing things like it. So yeah.
Okay, guys. So did this? I believe we will conclude the show. Thanks everybody for participating. We had a great time with
Yeah.
Instarace. Thank you, Dibyo, once again. We have a form that we posted inside the chat. Just please make sure that you fill it if you want to be um,
Selected. Yeah, as a
selected
winner. Yeah.
as a winner. Also, make sure that you follow Roundtable TV, follow Roundtable DAO as well, and please follow, of course, Instaraise on Twitter and Telegram. We have all the links in the description. Thank you again for being here. Astropark, a little final words.
Yeah, it's always nice to have an AMA with a project that we also did a review. You can watch the review in the Roundtable DAO channel. Istaraise has a early value of being the first really on Tezos. So in my opinion, it's something you don't see every day. You just check what happened to first IDO on other platforms. So do your research. We are just going to be transparent on this. As you can see, also Dibyo was really transparent, and that's it. This is this has been a great show, in my opinion. A great talk. Thank you, Dibyo, again from me and for all the watchers. And yeah, final word, Dibyo.
Yeah, thanks a lot to the Roundtable team, and it's great to be here. Right, so it's awesome to see.
Yeah, also for us, really awesome. Okay, guys, cheers, peace, have a nice day, you all. Bye.
Cool. Bye bye.